Something you might want to do with an expression is to expand it. By which I mean you have to multiply everything outside some brackets by everything inside the brackets. Let me demonstrate with some examples. So for my simple one, if we've got 2 multiplied by x plus 3 in some brackets, then how do I deal with that? I multiply the 2 by x, that gives us 2x, and then I multiply the 2 by the 3, that gives us 2x plus 6, because 2 times 3 equals 6. So far so good. And if we got something slightly more elaborate, like 2 times 3x plus x squared minus 2, it's just the same thing. So 2 times 3x gives us 6x. 2 times x squared gives us 2x squared. And 2 times minus 2 gives us minus 4. So that's an important point, that this minus sign remains. Don't forget that. And how about if we've got 2 sets of brackets multiplied by each other? For example, 2x plus 4 in one bracket and x minus 5 in the second one. So here what I do is I take the 2x and multiply it by each part of the second bracket. So that would give me 2x times x, give me 2x squared. 2x times minus 5 gives me minus 10x. And the same thing with the second part of the bracket, so the plus 4 multiplied by x gives me plus 4x. And 4 times minus 5, minus 20. And then I can combine these 2 expressions with x, so you can combine those together so long as they've got the same exponent on the x. So I can't add this 2x squared together with the other guys, but the minus 10x and the plus 4x, I can combine those. So minus 10 plus 4 gives me minus 6x minus 20. That's an important thing to remember. We can only add them together if they've got the same power of x. And similarly, we've got something a bit more complicated again. So how about 2x plus 4 times x squared plus x minus 3. So here we get the 2x times x squared, so that's 2x cubed. That's fine, not a problem. 2x times 1x gives us 1x squared. 2x times minus 3, that's minus 6x. And then with the 4, do the same thing, so 4x squared. (4x) minus 12 plus 4 times minus 3. And then again I can combine some of these, so that's 2x cubed is all on its own, but we've got 1x squared and 4x squared, so that gives us plus 5x squared, minus 6x plus 4x, that's minus 2x, then minus 12. Great. And finally, if we've got 3 brackets together, we can do just the same thing, just we need one more step to do it in. So how about if we've got x plus 2 times 2x minus 1 times x plus 4. So we're going to have to do this in 2 steps. So first of all, let's deal with these last 2. It doesn't matter what order we do it in, it'll all work out. So keep this x plus 2 as it is. Then we're going to do the multiplying for this bit. So 2x times x gives us 2x squared. 2x times plus 4 gives us 8x. Minus 1 times x minus 1x. Minus 1 times 4 minus 4. And then I'm just going to do the same. Let's simplify these first of all. So that gives me x plus 2 times 2x squared plus 7x plus 8 minus 1 is 7 minus 4. Alright, so then we've got this x, so you multiply that by 2x squared, which gives us 2x cubed. x times 7x gives us 7x squared. X times minus 4 gives us minus 4x. 2 times 2x squared gives us plus 4x squared. 2 times 7x plus 14x. And 2 times minus 4 minus 8. And then once again I can add some of these together. 2x cubed is all on its own. 7x squared plus 4x squared gives us 11x squared. Minus 4x plus 14x gives us 10x, and then 8's all on its own as well. And you'll notice it's convention to start with the highest power of x and then work our way down. So the opposite of expanding is factorising, and there are lots of fancy things that you can do with factorising that I'm not going to teach you in this module, but you just need to know that it's the opposite of expanding, which is to say bringing any common factors outside the brackets. And there are ways that one can learn to work backwards from an expression like this back to these two sets of brackets, but we're not going to learn that in this module. It's outside the scope of what we're doing. So the most simple type of factorising that you might want to do is if we've got something like 4x plus 8, then we can see that 8 is equal to 4 times 2. We can immediately spot that. So we want to get 4 and separate it out from the rest. So we've got 4 times x plus 4 times 2. So we can get remove the 4 from each. So that gives us 4 times, put a bracket in, x plus 2. So that's what factorising is.